So hello guys, welcome back. Today, apart from ophthalmology, we'll be studying about synapse. The transfer of nerve impulse from one neuron to the another neuron takes place with the help of synapse. As in my previous video about typical structure of a neuron, I have told you the whole structure of a neuron. So here I'll be making. This is a typical structure of a neuron. Nucleus. These are the dendrites. This is the axon, and this is the axon terminal. The synapse is formed mainly between the axon terminal of one neuron and the dendrites of the another neuron. These are the dendrites, this is the axon. So in this portion there will be the formation of synapse. This portion I'll enlarge here and I'll be making here. First of all, let me tell you that the dendrites consist of a small elevations in them. These are called as dendritic spines. Somewhere here there will be a dendritic spine, and axon terminal consists of small swelling type of thing which is called as boutons, B-O-U-T-O-N-S. So now, as there is synapse between the two neurons, here I will be making the axon terminal of one neuron. This is the axon terminal, and here I will be making the dendritic spine of another neuron. So this you can say this is the dendritic spine of another neuron. Dendritic spine. As in my previous video I have told you that neuron consists of all the organelles except centrosome or the centriole. Here will be mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, etc. and other things. And one important thing, the cell body of neuron consists of small granules which are called as Nissls granules. These Nissl granules helps in the formation of enzymes which are required for the production of neurotransmitters. Now let me tell you that the axon terminal consists of small vesicles in which there are neurotransmitters. Synapse is of two types, adrenergic and cholinergic. This you can say these are the small synaptic vesicles. In these synaptic vesicles there are neurotransmitters. Let us suppose this is neurotransmitter acetylcholine, one of the very famous neurotransmitter in terms of synapse. You can say that this is mitochondria. Now the three most important parts of synapse are this is called as the presynaptic knob. This whole portion you can say this is the presynaptic knob. This portion in between the dendritic spine and the axon terminal button, this is called as a synaptic cleft. This is the postsynaptic membrane. Now let me tell you, there is a cytoplasm on the presynaptic membrane. Different types of arrangement of cytoplasm takes place on the presynaptic as well as on the postsynaptic membrane. In the presynaptic membrane, the cytoplasm is in the bulbous shape and is attached to the presynaptic membrane thoroughly. Now on the postsynaptic membrane, the cytoplasm arrangement is a type of web-like. This whole part is the cytoplasm. Now what happens, as I have not told you about the action potential, resting membrane potential, etc., so I'll be telling you in the next videos. As soon as you touch something, the nerve signals transmits and reaches up to the body of the dendrites of the one neuron. From dendrite, it will go inside. This part is the axon hillock. This is the part where action potential is produced. Once the action potential is produced, it will go down by saltatory conduction, which is called as a jumping conduction. It will reach up to the axon terminal. Now on reaching the axon terminal, there are, you can say, calcium ions here, and here are the calcium gated channels. These are calcium gated channels, calcium gated voltage channels, because here we are talking about action potential. On the postsynaptic membrane, there are the receptors. You can say these are receptors for adrenaline, for acetylcholine. Now as soon as the action potential reaches the axon terminal, the action potential provokes the synaptic vesicles to come towards the presynaptic membrane, and here the diffusion occurs. You can say exocytosis. Now suppose this is a synaptic vesicle. This synaptic vesicle comes here. It gets bursted. On bursting, it will release the acetylcholine. Acetylcholine will get released and it will reach the acetylcholine receptors. As soon as it reaches the acetylcholine receptors on the postsynaptic membranes, the dendrites will pull the information or the nerve impulse mainly. There is a difference between nerve signal and nerve impulse. Nerve signals reaches the dendrites and nerve impulse is produced in the axon hillock in the form of action potential. Or you can say action potential can be defined as the phases of depolarization and repolarization of a membrane. Mainly the action potential takes place in two types of cells. You can say nerve cells and the muscle cells. Now on reaching the dendritic spine, suppose from here the acetylcholine reached here. Now again same process will occur. It will go to the axon, move through saltatory conduction and enter into the synaptic and enter into the axon terminal. From there it will transfer the information towards the next. Now talking about a particular, you can say, cholinergic synapse in which there is acetylcholine is the main neurotransmitter. When the action potential arrives, suppose this is the action potential, it arrived here, it allowed the synaptic vesicle to fuse to the presynaptic membrane, resulting in the release of acetylcholine, and the postsynaptic membrane, the acetylcholine receptors, sorry for the disturbance, okay. Now on the arrival of the action potential, it depolarizes the presynaptic membrane. This is the presynaptic membrane. Calcium ion gated channels will open and acetylcholine will diffuse from presynaptic membrane to the postsynaptic membrane. Now as soon as the acetylcholine gets passed from here, it diffuses into the synaptic cleft, enters here. Now sodium, there are the sodium ion channels here. Sodium ion channels on the postsynaptic membrane opens and sodium ion enters into the cytoplasm of the postsynaptic membrane, causing its depolarization. Mainly the ions responsible for depolarization can be sodium, potassium, calcium. Now the acetylcholine releases it ceases because of the calcium are removed from the cytoplasm of the synaptic knob. This was the synaptic knob. Now acetylcholine release gets stopped. This is because calcium 2 positive ions get removed from here. Now as a result, the depolarizing end of the acetylcholine. Now let me tell you, acetylcholine in the synaptic cleft, there is an enzyme called as acetylcholine esterase. Now as the calcium ion gets reduced. Acetylcholine which is left in the synaptic cleft. Acetylcholine breaks that acetylcholine esterase breaks that acetylcholine into two parts, the acetate and choline. Now the synaptic knob, this was a synaptic knob, this was a presynaptic membrane, this was the postsynaptic membrane. The synaptic knob reabsorbs the choline from the synaptic cleft. So suppose this was acetate and this was choline. This presynaptic membrane absorbs choline from the synaptic cleft and it enters back, so that there will be the formation of acetylcholine again. So this was cholinergic synapse, and in the same way adrenergic synapse takes place. Now let me tell you some of the neurotransmitters. Okay, neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters can be defined into different types. Some are amines, some are amino acids, and some are neuropeptides. Now let me tell you, here I will be making for amines, here will be the amino acids, and here will be the neuropeptides. Okay, amines are generally noradrenaline, adrenaline, serotonin, dopamine, and histamine. Amino acid neurotransmitters are GABA, glycine, glutamate, and aspartate. GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid. Neuropeptides are let me write black, substance P, endorphins, and enkephalins. Now these transmitters may have excitatory effect or may have the inhibitory effect. Now adrenaline and non-adrenaline, these have excitatory effect. They excite the cell membrane or they excite the synaptic transfer. Serotonin, dopamine, and histamine, these are inhibitory. GABA and glycine, these are inhibitory. Glutamate, aspartate, these are excitatory. Substance P is excitatory, whereas endorphins and enkephalins, these are inhibitory. The synapse, now let me tell you the main difference between adrenergic and cholinergic synapse. The synapse which uses adrenaline as neurotransmitter are called as adrenergic, whereas which uses acetylcholine are called as cholinergic. So guys, this was a precise information about the synapse. I hope you all liked it. In my next videos, I'll be telling you about action potential, resting membrane potential, potassium diffusion potential, etc. Thank you so much for watching.